is up, everybody? It's your boy Leo Rydell here from Geekly Goods to talk about Game of Thrones and our predictions, everybody. But wait, I'm here all alone! My team and me unfortunately couldn't do a video together this week. It got really nasty out here in Denver. I'm talking possibly a bomb cyclone. I don't know. I'm shooting this video right now, and it's saying tomorrow and overnight it's going to get pretty bad. Right now, it's not so bad out, but of course we wanted to get home. Nobody wanted to risk any lives trying to shoot this video. Alex, I miss him so much. I want them on this so bad, but you know what? I'm going to dive into this one solo, guys, and I'm just going to talk my biggest prediction for Game of Thrones, which is who's going to be on the throne. Actually, you know what? I'm going to answer a couple questions for you today. I'm going to answer who do I think is going to die first, who do I think is going to be on the throne, and my wild, out-of-this-world type of theory. Now, the first one I want to answer is who is going to die first. Now, there's a lot of names on the list. I mean, you got tons of people still around that could possibly be dead first. I mean, you got Podrick, who is a great character, don't get me wrong. I would cry if Pod died, but I mean, realistically, he could be on the chopping block. Beric Dondarrion, dude with the eye patch. Don't know if he's going to be around that long, but I think somebody incredibly significant is going to go first. And honestly, my biggest prediction for who's going to die first is Jorah Mormont. I think Jorah Mormont, unfortunately, is going to bite the dust, and I think he will be the first to go. I think it'll be a very significant death. Now, I know it sounds a little too good to be true, and he was at the Battle of Winterfell, but come on, what if they're tricking us, y'all? I wouldn't put it past the showrunners to actually put him in a teaser, but then kill him off first anyway. I mean, this is the Game of Thrones. It's very unpredictable. I feel like they have to get rid of somebody significant first. Like I said, you can get rid of Podrick, you can get rid of Beric Dondarrion, you can get rid of the smaller kind of side characters, but I think somebody significant is gonna go first. And why not Jorah? I mean, he spent all this time serving Khaleesi, being the first in line to help her out, and unfortunately, he was not her romantic interest like he wanted to be. He even confessed love to her and she didn't say I love you back.
Tyrion Lannister was right. I love you.
But she is, unfortunately for him, in love with Jon Snow. I just don't see how him being by her side and constantly serving her and constantly coming back has anything to do with him just being a servant. I think he is madly in love with Khaleesi, and of course, that has a lot to do with why he is willing to follow her to the ends of the earth. Unfortunately, my guy Jorah, I think he's gonna die first. I know he cured his grayscale, but I just see him going out bravely and, you know, them trying to save him, him dying, you know, some last words like, I will always serve you, Khaleesi, or something like that. And maybe he even comes back as a White Walker later on. That would be super dope to see how Daenerys would react to that. And I'm really curious to see how that dynamic will change if he dies and becomes a White Walker, and exactly how she's going to take him down, how she's going to feel, how it's all going to go down. But I think for the first person to die, I'm thinking Jorah Mormont. Now, it might not be him, but guys, that's just my opinion. Weigh in below, of course, with yours. Now, moving on to the next one. Who's going to be on the Iron Throne at the end? Gosh, I'm going to give two different answers. I'm going to give who I think it could be and who I want it to be. Now, I want it to be Jon or Arya because Team Stark forever. I know Jon is a Targaryen, but he still has Stark folks. Let's not forget that. So he still does represent the North. And as for Arya, come on, man. Who doesn't love Arya Stark? She's a freaking badass. I mean, Needle is amazing. She's gone through this crazy journey of the Faceless Men and things like that. I really think Arya deserves something bigger than her. But realistically, let's be real, those are a little bit too predictable, especially Jon Snow. I couldn't see Jon Snow taking the throne. I could see him maybe being offered the throne and then giving it up. I couldn't see him becoming king of the Seven Kingdoms. Now, King of the North, a little bit of a different story, but he also gave that up as well to bend the knee for Daenerys. And he supports Daenerys. So if he were to sit on the Iron Throne, he would be throwing away everything he supported from the last season. I just don't think it'll really make sense. However, who I think is gonna end up on the throne is Gendry. Now, I know a lot of people have been giving me weird looks like, huh? Gendry? But he just came back in and he's not even a main character. Okay, that's point one. He hasn't been a main character, but he's been gone for all this time. Why would they just bring him back to be a fighter in the end of it all? I mean, there's got to be some significance for bringing him back after 3 seasons. They could have just shipped this character off, but why bring him back? Second reason, they're going to circle back around from the first episode in the first season. Who was the last one on the throne in the first season? Robert Baratheon. And it was supposed to go to either Renly or Stannis. But guess what? It's going to go to the next Baratheon in line, Gendry. The one with the Baratheon blood, the one it should rightfully go for. I mean, let's be real here. Robert's rebellion happened. Robert won the throne. His line should ascend on the throne. And it wasn't any of the bastards that he had that survived. It was Gendry. So I think it should go to Gendry. And looking at the characters of Game of Thrones, or I think it could go to Gendry, excuse me. Looking at the characters of Game of Thrones, the characters that aren't privileged are actually the best characters and the ones who have survived. Now, giving you a couple examples, Jon Snow, raised as a bastard, even though he wasn't one, didn't have privileges. He's made it all the way to the end of the series. Tyrion Lannister, not lowborn by any means, but raised almost kind of like a bastard. People called him the imp, they made fun of him. Even Oberyn said that people told him and the Martells that they had these nasty eyes and he had scales and he was monstrous, but honestly he was just a short guy in the series, in the TV show. And also Arya Stark, a woman who wants to be a warrior in this medieval times, something else that's looked down upon. So I really think a bastard on the throne will just solidify the theme they've been rolling with this whole time, that the underprivileged are actually the survivors. They're the ones that survive, and they're the most well-off in the series. Oh, I can't forget Samwell Tarly. He is also treated like a bastard. His father hates him. His father despises him. He sent him off to Castle Black, but he's about to be the Maester of Castle Black, and he's risen through the ranks, and he's defeated a White Walker, like he's adopted a child and has a woman, like he honestly grew to be the best in the house. And now Randall Tarly and the son, they're both dead. So all the underprivileged characters are actually the best, and there's the survivors. So I really think Gendry will end up on the throne to represent that. Even in a world full of bastards and full of, imps and such, you can still make your way to the top, no matter what. And it'll solidify that theme that these bastards, lowborns, unprivileged, they're actually our main characters and the best characters in the series. Now for my out of this world theory, and you can check out my full video on our channel, but my out of this world theory is that the Winterfell Crypts either has the Night's King from the books, or a character equivalent to that, so some kind of character that is very significant to the White Walkers, or it has an ice dragon. Now, I don't really have a lot to back up the ice dragon thing, but honestly, wouldn't it just be awesome if the ice dragons were hiding under there and there's actually more dragons in Winterfell? I'm totally reaching out with that one, but the Night's King, I mean, that was a tale in the book that old Nan told to Bran, and it seems like it could either be a possibility or that the Night King on the show is that guy, and the secret down there is that he was actually a Stark, and he was morphed into the Night King, or maybe he is Bran Stark, who knows? But y'all, let me know. I mean, Game of Thrones is coming up in only a couple days, y'all. I mean, it's coming up real quick, and to be honest, I don't know what's gonna happen. I make these predictions, but hey, I don't know. Honestly, it could be none of this. It could be all of them. Who knows, guys? Let me know your predictions and theories down in the comments, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods. See you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow Geekly Goods on all social media platforms, and grab something from our store. We take $1 of every purchase and donate it to arts education to keep arts in the classrooms. We'll see you next time.